talking to Robert Kenner, a National Geographic researcher. In North America, 80% of the processed foods is genetically modified. He said this in 2008 in his film Food Inc. Hi, my name is Tiffany Coppola, and I have been researching the topic of genetically modified foods for 4 years since I've seen the movie Food Inc. It is relevant to all of us because we should all be aware of what we are putting into our bodies. The three topics that we are going to be discussing today are: what is genetically modified food, what genetically modified food is used for, and what are foods that are genetically modified. To begin, we are going to discuss what genetically modified food is. It is food produced from organisms that have changes introduced into their DNA using genetic engineering. So it is food that is taken and the DNA is changed or reconstructed so that it is perfect or close to perfect. Reese Walters, a research expert for Oxford Journal, said, GMOs are produced from rapidly expanding technologies. In 2016, he said this in his Criminology and Genetically Modified Food article. An example of the expanding technologies is corn. In 1996, corn started out being injected with steroids to make it larger so that they could produce more for humans and animals. By the time it was 2013, corn's DNA was being completely changed so that there were little to few imperfections and that the corn was bigger than ever before so that they could produce more and meet demand. So, the second point that we are moving on to is, what is genetically modifying food used for? Well, it is used to enhance the food. It is to get rid of imperfections. In 2015, the FDA came out with a statement saying that they are introducing desirable traits into plants and animals using DNA technology. An example of this is chicken breasts. Chicken breasts have been becoming larger and larger as the years go on because it is a very desirable trait. Researchers and scientists have been injecting hens before they lay their eggs with steroids. Then, when the chick is hatched, it is then injected with steroids as well, so then the breasts grow larger. This is because companies like Purdue and Tyson were having difficulty meeting demand, but with injecting them with these steroids and genetically modifying them, they're able to now meet the large demand that human population puts on it. Now that we've discussed what genetically modifying is used for, we are going to discuss what food is genetically modified. Plants and animals are genetically modified. As you can see in this chart, the top three things that are genetically modified are corn, soybeans, and cotton. Corn started out as only being somewhat genetically modified, whereas soybeans and cotton were extremely genetically modified by the time it was 2000. Now, corn, soybeans, and cotton are up to 90% genetically modified. The name of this chart is Percentage GMO Crops Grown in the United States. And this chart was created by Sophia Armancas, and she is a scientific researcher for GMOs. She created this chart in 2013. So how do we know what food is genetically modified? Well, if it has soy or corn in it, it is most likely genetically modified. Companies that do not genetically modify their products will put on the packaging no GMO. This is a good indicator that the food is not genetically modified. You can also simply read the label. The labels on the back of the food will list either corn or soybeans or long names that we cannot pronounce. These usually mean that the food is genetically modified. In summary, the three parts that we discussed were what is genetically modified food, what it is used for, and what food is genetically modified. Now that I taught you more about genetically modified food, I hope that you are aware and understand what foods you are now putting into your body. Thank you. My name is Tiffany Coppola.